I just completed week 1 of Paleo Ketogenic diet. Let's talk about how it went for me. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Sylvia. I'm a carnivore diet coach and a big enthusiast of Paleo Ketogenic diet, which is a version of carnivore diet. Welcome back to my channel. If you want to learn more about Paleo Ketogenic diet, check out my other videos on this topic. And definitely check out the website of Paleo Medicina. This is a clinic in Hungary that originally developed this diet. That said, let's start with week 1. Day 1 update on the Paleo Ketogenic diet. It was a failure right in the middle of the morning because I forgot I wasn't supposed to drink coconut water, and that was my go-to drink exactly at 10 a.m. During breastfeeding, and I just did it habitually. Took my mini morning break, went to the Works Cafe, picked up coconut water, drank it, and then it hit me, oh, you're back to doing PKD. But it was too late when I figured it out. And then I ate meat and fat for the rest of the day, but I didn't bother with increasing the fat so much because I already destroyed the ratios with the carbohydrate intake. Day 2 went a lot better, especially in the first half of the day. So my breakfast, lunch, and early afternoon were perfect PKD. Maybe I would have to just work on some more fat in my diet, but cravings were manageable. I wasn't thinking too much about food, so everything was going well. I wasn't feeling anything groggy, anything like in a bad mood because I stopped eating carbohydrates. But then in the late afternoon, I was cleaning up after my kids and they had some food leftovers, and it was a sliced apple. And you moms know how that goes, that you end up eating what your kids don't finish. So again, habitually, without thinking, I had that slice of an apple, but it hit me really quickly. So I didn't finish the plate. So I just had a single slice of an apple. But probably that affected my ability to go into ketosis as well. So I didn't even bother to measure it. So today is day 3. It's Wednesday. It's late afternoon again. And today is a perfect day of PKD. 2-to-1 fat to protein ratio. Eating only when I'm really hungry. And right now I feel quite hungry, but I think I can last till dinner without snacking. And that is my objective. So I ended up being really, really hungry. So I have a little bit of beef stew as a snack. It's absolutely delicious.
All right, so I did my first ketone reading, and the blood ketones picked up on some ketones in my blood, and the breath machine did not yet, but it's kind of expected.
When I went on the Paleo Ketogenic diet initially, that was a couple years back now, I started by quitting coffee before I eliminated any food groups. And coffee alone, it was a quite torturous process that lasted 1 month. And then I started removing other food groups to be in perfect PKD. And that was a quite torturous process. So this time, I'm gonna get into perfect PKD while drinking coffee. I really drink about a third of coffee that I used to drink in the past. But like some of you know my history, like I had problems sleeping due to my little one, and then work and some personal problems. So I had to do what I had to do to get through the day without dropping a ball. So I reverted to coffee. But I'll drink a really weak one. I add egg yolks to it, collagen, butter, and colostrum. So after initial 2 days where I forgot I was supposed to be on the Paleo Ketogenic diet and I had a little bit of carbs, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday went very well. I wasn't focusing so much on adding all the extra fats because I wasn't in a hurry to be in ketosis this fast. I just wanted to ease myself into the diet. And you know what? It worked out because Saturday and Sunday came, and this is typically where I will not last and I will break my commitments. But guess what? I got through Saturday okay, and I got through Sunday okay. And week 1 overall was a success. So normally I would be eating as much fat as I can, typically to get to the ratio of 2:1 fat to protein ratio. I'll be adding extra 5 copious teaspoons of tallow or butter to my diet. But this time I just ate extra fat to taste on top of the naturally occurring fat in my meat. And that was about it. I wasn't in a hurry to get into ketosis. I just wanted to ease myself into the diet, and it worked out pretty well because I didn't break my commitment. For the most part, I was eating 2 meals a day, sometimes 3. Whenever I felt like having breakfast, I would have breakfast early. If I wasn't hungry, I just didn't eat anything except having my morning coffee, which is coffee color of strong tea. It's really diluted. And I add to it raw egg yolk and 2 copious scoops of collagen, and sometimes I will also add to it colostrum and a teaspoon of butter. I blend it up and drink that in the morning. That sometimes makes it for breakfast with all the calories that are in it. And then around 1 p.m., I will have my lunch, which is typically some form of red meat, mostly steak and eggs. Most recently, I had 3 sunny side up eggs and 8-ounce steak. And then for dinner, I had 20-ounce New York strip. All right, and that's my extra large New York strip.
Listen to the Black Kitchen series, Innovators, wherever you get your podcasts.
I mentioned this many times in my previous videos, but I was sort of scared of going into ketosis again because when I got pregnant with my second child, it was really hard to stay in ketosis. I just couldn't tolerate it. My body was rejecting being in ketosis. So I lasted in ketosis with a perfect PKD in the first trimester. And then I had to add something of carbohydrates to get out of ketosis. When I tried honey, I could not tolerate it. I had a terrible aversion to honey pretty much through most of my pregnancy and postpartum. And so I started adding fruit and some root vegetables. And in the third trimester, I just had to have my feta cheese. For 10 days, I was eating feta cheese by boatloads. Yeah. I tried going back to pure PKD postpartum and while breastfeeding, and I was able to eliminate dairy, but everything else, especially being in ketosis, just wasn't happening. My body couldn't tolerate it. So I decided that I'll just continue with what I'm doing, kind of PKD maintenance, and I'll go back to PKD, pure PKD, when I will finish breastfeeding, and that's where I am right now. Although I was concerned about this feeling of not being able to tolerate ketosis and not being able to last in it. So I took little steps. So my addition of fat probably was half of what I would normally have done for PKD. The biggest surprise, and I guess a discovery, was that I didn't have so much hard time with cravings. I remember when I first was going on PKD, I would do perfect PKD for a few days, and then I would binge eat tons of fruit, mostly apples and pears, and sometimes grapes. And then I would do that time and time again before I got PKD right. But this time, I was not tortured by my cravings. It was good. I had some cravings, but they weren't distracting me. I wasn't obsessing about thinking, how can I introduce some carbohydrates? Maybe I can cheat a little. Maybe I'll do it today, and tomorrow I'll start over. Like, none of this was happening. I was just, not eating my fruit in the afternoon, and I was okay. I distracted myself with something else, but my distractions were effective. I would forget that I had to eat. And I didn't get tortured by cravings at all. All right, so this sums up the week 1 of Paleo Ketogenic diet. I ate mostly steak and eggs with some butter, with some tallow. I wasn't too hungry. Mostly I ate 2 meals a day. I had some cravings, but they weren't very strong at all. So it was easy to forget about them. And most importantly, Saturday came and Sunday came and I didn't binge on any fruit. I'm so proud of myself. All right, this will do it for this week's video. If you'd like to be coached by me, the links are in the description box. If you know of anybody that would benefit from this information, is looking to reverse chronic disease with a dietary intervention, send this video to them. Subscribe, like, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.